Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I thought I'd bring you a sunshine card. I'm fed up with this miserable dull weather. I'm desperate for the spring and the summer to get here, and so I thought why not make a little bit of a sunshine card. I also wanted to use them lovely Brushos again, but I've used them with embossing paste, and I'm hoping that you can see how shiny and sparkly this card is. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with it. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I've also got as I hope you can see there, the sunshine is shiny, and I even managed to find a little stamp of a sunshine. So I'm going to show you how I did this, and it is really quite easy. So you need the shimmery white embossing paste, you need the gamboge Brusho, you need your silicone mat, you need your palette knives, some tissue, some hot soapy water at the ready, which I don't have, but I'm hopefully not going to take too long with this, so it won't be a problem. You need, which I haven't got, silly me, let's cut this down. I need my layering piece of Whisper White, which I actually didn't cut, silly me. Let's just quickly give this a trim. Okay, so that's the size I need, my layer for my card. And so what you need to do is decorative mask. Again, I'm going with this one because I love it. I think it's really nice. And hopefully you can probably see there, look, that's because I didn't clean it quickly enough last time. But it doesn't affect the mask, so don't worry. So, silicone mat, your shimmery white embossing paste. Keep the lid on. It is air reactive, so as soon as it gets near the air it will start to dry. I only need a tiny bit for this. I actually used a little bit more than that and it made two cards. I did this one and another one. So there's my paste, shimmery white and lovely. Then I have my Brusho, which I am simply sprinkling generously into my paste, and I'm just going to mix it just as you would in the kitchen for icing for a cake maybe, or I don't know, a paste to go in as a, oh I can't think what the word is now, marinade for some meat or something. Just the same. Now you'll notice that obviously this has gone quite yellowy even though it came out quite orange, and that's just the way. If you want it darker you need to add more. So quickly pop this to one side. I have my layer here and I have my mask, and then obviously you just need to decide where you're going with it. So I'm checking top and bottom and also this central pattern. I have known other people use washi tape. I'm quite confident in holding this still myself with my fingers and just scooping up this paste and banging it on. I have no issue with doing this. It's not a pattern that needs to be moved around much. The only thing is it is quite close to this edge here, so you do need to be careful when you're doing that side. But I just simply go along, scoop it up using the side of the palette knife. And don't panic, you're thinking, oh my god, she's going to run out. There's not enough. There is plenty, trust me. So you spread it out. Obviously if you feel that you want to make up more, if you're a bit nervous that you're not going to gauge it right, it's not a problem. You just scoop it up, scrape it off, add it on where it looks maybe a little thin, and then as I said I literally just use the side of the palette knife to make that top level. I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to peel my mask off, and there you have your paste. So I'm just going to pop that to one side just very quickly while I just clean this up. And that's the only downside. So this is what I said, I used a little bit more and I actually got two cards out of it. So wipe my palette knife. It would make sense as well if you use your silicone mat for adhesive and stuff like that. I suggest you get two because it does get fairly trashed. And I'm just going to wipe this off, move that out of the way. I'm just going to wipe this off as excess as I can. And then I need to go and run it under the hot tap, but clearly I'm not going to do that now. So let's just get rid of that. Okay, and in my true style, here's one I made earlier that's all dry. I did have a little bit of a bleed through here, and I noticed that when I did this one the same happened again. So I don't know if it's just where the mask must lift slightly, or maybe the paste just seeps underneath, I don't know. But that's the one that I did a few days ago, left to dry so that I could work with it. And I just think it is such a lovely, lovely, lovely card. So once we've done that, we then just simply need to decorate our card. I've shown you the boring part, which is mixing the Brusho with the paste, or should I say the exciting part. So I have my card base, which clearly isn't going very well because this isn't scored either. There we go. So I want to add my layer onto here, but before I do that I want to add some of my crushed curry mini chevron ribbon. I love this. I think it's so pretty. We have crumb cake. We have, I want to say old olive. Let me have a look. Yes, old olive. Do we have any other colours? I think that might be it. Just the 3. Might be wrong, but anyway. So that's the length of ribbon I want, because I want to be able to tuck some behind. I then need to grab my tear and tape and my, I call adhesive scissors. So I just need to pop some tear and tape on the back of my ribbon. Actually don't need my scissors when I'm doing ribbon because I can just tear it. And then I just simply want to pop this onto my card. It's just to add a sort of a different bit of texture, I suggest, really. I know that bit's wonky, I can hide that with my banner. Tuck that under there. And that's that part done. So this can now be stuck to my card base. And I'm just going to go across the bottom here just because of that ribbon. And then pop this on. And this is crushed curry card base as well. Oops, dragging it through the one I've just done. And then I have used Sunshine Sayings and the Sunshine Wishes Thinlits. I have done this ahead of time, but I simply die cut this out of a strip of crushed curry. Just simply die cut it with the, obviously, Sunshine out of there. I'm not going to do all of that because it's very basic and you know how to do all of that, and if you don't, check back on other videos because I have done it. And then to get this shiny finish, I've just simply used the fine tip glue pen, and I have used my silicone mat. This is the one I've just used on my embossing paste, and I just simply held on to it with my fingertip and just went along colouring in each letter. Now be very, very careful when you do this. Don't get excited and put loads of glue on. My very first mistake I made when doing this, and it wasn't this one, it was a different project, I put too much glue on, left it to dry, came back, and it all stuck to my mat because the glue had gone underneath and it just all went wrong. So don't put too much on. And if you look closely, I'm hoping you can see, you can perhaps just see on the end there, just where I've actually not gone all the way to the edge, and that's just because I was very mindful of going overboard with it. So to stick my word on, I actually use mini dimensionals. Now you could use glue dots folded in half because they give a little bit of height, but I just used mini dimensionals, and I just simply cut them. And this is sort of a fiddly bit of doing it, but I just simply cut them in half, and as opposed to dogs barking, I now have a helicopter over the top of me. So there's one half, And obviously I'm not going to go along and put them on every letter. I just simply put them sort of, well, I just used the 4 and just simply placed them where I felt worked. So one on the end there, come on you, and then one, sorry if you got my head in it then, I was just checking that like this one it hadn't overlapped the edge slightly. And then just take your backings off, and then you can just, oops, stick your word wherever you wish. So I'm going to go there and it just nicely sits. And then to do my little bit, you are my sunshine, I simply didn't leave my Whisper White out. So piece of Whisper White, luckily I've still got that crushed curry to hand, and it's quite simple here. It says you are my. You could go with hello, hello sunshine, anything really. You are my, that's the one I want. Pop it on my block, crushed curry ink pad. Just checking this has slipped quite considerably, but never mind. Stamp it on your Whisper White. There's a crow outside now, being very noisy. Just give that a clean. And then I did use my trimmer, but I'm not going to on this one because I don't think I need to. And I just simply gave this a little trim because obviously I want it to be the right size. And then I just trim the end there, and just using not that one because they're my glue scissors, I just added a small banner, oops, just by going from the edges there. So that's my little banner. And then to make the to layer it, I just simply did as I always do, even with the banner, just stuck him on there like that, and then again used my scissors just to cut down to get the right length. And I have just realised that I haven't done my sunshine bit. You kind of have to go with where your banner already is, or you could use the triple banner punch. That's not very bannery, is it? Let's just give that a trim because that's not even straight, is it? And let's just try this, make it look a little bit neater, I think. And just trim up to there. Trim this one. It's because I'm using my big scissors. I struggle when I'm using my big scissors. Tabs for everything is where I got my little sunshine from. And I'm simply going to pop that on my block. And then I just use the crushed curry again, stamped off, and then stamped around the word. And then the last thing I did was added a couple of dimensionals to the back of this one. Whoop, and stuck it on. And I think that makes a really cute card. As I say, my favourite bit has to be the playing with the embossing powder and the paste and the Brusho. But I think it just gives a lovely effect, and I just think they're really pretty. I'd be happy to receive one of those. All the information you will need is on my blog. Everything else is linked below. You just have to click on the little down arrow into the description and it will give you everything you need. Hope you all have a great day. See you again soon. Bye.